Hello, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Satanic Mass with Reverend Black. I'm your host, Reverend Black, and today we have the band Two for the Apocalypse with us. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
How was your trip?
It was fantastic. You know, it's just been about 7 days. Broke down once. Just had a little rescheduling for one show, but man, it's been awesome. It's been a beautiful drive, beautiful trip.
Yeah, great weather, great shows. Yeah, it's been.
You guys just got done playing with, Holland's and Holland's Mortuary Entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which band they had.
The Graveside.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, how was that? Because those guys are absolutely amazing, no matter which configuration they're in.
Yeah, we actually had the last 3 days, because when we were in Arcata, we stayed with Slade.
Oh, right on.
For a few days, Slade and Sarah, so that was awesome. We got caught up on the 80s thrash scene that he grew up in, but that was kind of what shaped me as a person and a musician. Bay Area thrash scene through the 80s was just huge influence, so we just, we watched Murder in the Front Row, and he was stomping it and telling us, explaining, because he knew all the people. So that was like pretty rad. And then, San Francisco with Lester, Tim, and Alex, dude. It's always a pleasure to be around geniuses, man.
Right, yeah. Those are good guys, too.
Yeah, talented musicians.
Yeah, super talented.
Very much.
Yeah, I love those guys.
I wish I had an opportunity to jam with them while they were here, but I did not. It was kind of a quick trip, but, hopefully, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Coming through, but they're definitely super good musicians. Mm-hmm. Like I said, in any configuration that they're in, it seems that they're
Totally solid guys, man. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Love it all. Yeah. So, explain, how did you guys come up with the band name Two for the Apocalypse? I mean, obviously two of you, I'm figuring that has something to do with it, but what's that about?
He came up with the name, and we were kind of kicking around the idea actually during like the shutdown and everything, but I don't know if that actually is what influenced where you pulled the name from.
I don't know, man. It's obviously me and TJ, we've been doing this two-piece acoustic thing for a while. I mean, probably close to a decade.
No name for it or anything like that.
Just playing music.
Just playing music. And we would go by our other band, Stoned Evergreen Travelers, and sometimes people would never know.
Look them up too, by the way.
Stoned
Evergreen Travelers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're all right. We'll have them in here too. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll schedule that for sure.
That'd be rad.
But I think a lot of it is it's like, my entire life I've been a news reader. I stay up on politics. I'm, like a dumbass. But I feel it's important. We won't go into anything political. I'm not a political person. I hate everybody. So, but I'm very up on everything. I stay up, and it's just like, a lot of times I just feel like we've been living in an apocalypse for decades and decades and decades. I think this is just kind of sometimes purgatory, but it's just kind of like it's just fun. It's play with words. Just like, fuck, man, it's an apocalypse, really. So it's like, and there's two of us.
Makes sense.
So we're just two for the apocalypse, going out and living the life until fucking shit either fixes or it doesn't. So
and it probably won't. But whatever.
Yeah. But I'm a stoner, man. Just like with the Stone Evergreen Travelers, man. It's too long of a name, and I thought of it when I was stoned. So.
Well, you kind of answered my next question as well, as how long have you been together? And not exactly, but you said that you've been doing it for years.
Oh yeah.
Together since like, would you have when do you say that you guys started doing this actually? Like,
probably.
I think like around 2010.
Yeah.
Because his very first he did like one show by himself, and then me and our drummer were just kind of jamming around. And anyway, we just ended up just kind of all joining forces. So
yeah, I was in between bands, and I never sang, man. I never wanted to be a singer. I've just recently started enjoying it. But I wanted to play. I got tired of waiting, and I was like, I play guitar, so I was like, fuck, man, I gotta start figuring out the singing thing so I could just go out and play solo. I was very inspired by a lot of friends, James Honeycutt, that we started seeing, and a lot of solo artists, Rachel Brooke, and just seeing Owen Mays, Dogbite was solo. I mean, I was just like, fuck, man, it's like I just needed to start singing, and I could just go do what I want.
Owen Mays, rest in peace.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But I was the Stoned Evergreen Traveler, so that was my alias. And then when TJ and Frey started playing with me, we just added the S, so it became the Stoned Evergreen Travelers.
And he got one show by himself. And then
Yeah, I did one show by myself, and but we've just been playing, and sometimes with schedules, and I'd created that band and do whatever fuck we wanted.
Yeah, so it was cool. So like what we used to do, even though it was just two of us, is that we would, whoever could show up for the gig, that would be the iteration of what you would get. So sometimes the two of us, sometimes three of us, and then Misha joined
So
in
like
later.
Cheating Hearts does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
wherever's available.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Felix goes play somewhere, and whoever's there to kind of fill in becomes part of the Cheating Hearts.
Yeah. And I kind of felt with the Stoned Evergreen Travelers, where we've come and where we're at, I kind of feel like I just want us to be what we are. The four-piece. I mean, the Stoned Evergreen Travelers is the four of us. That's kind of how I feel about it now. So it's like, when we're not playing with Misha or Frey, it's like, it's not the Travelers. So we just decided that, and
then we just made that turn.
Yeah, we just, and made the two pucks. So we play we can do whatever we want. We're looking for different kind of gigs. We're looking for the paid gigs, to play the lounge act thing and bring in money. There's money to be made as a musician. So we really did it for that, but we still...
Just more opportunities to play, too.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Why, the road's there, why not enjoy it?
Yeah.
But we can do it differently, we could maybe stay in areas, for a couple days instead of having to pass through, because with what we do as an acoustic band, you have more options.
And traveling with less people, you have more options.
Dude, we got the futon in the back and our gear at the end, man. We're fucking comfortable, dude. And it's just
totally stretched out. It's
that's rad.
And we're used to truck stop living, man. We've been doing it for long enough that it's like, if we don't have a place to stay, we find a truck stop outside of the city or whatever.
Yeah. Walmarts are pretty good.
There's plenty of places. We're not afraid to rough it, man. It's I'm telling you the truth, dude. I don't feel like how our setup is, we're even fucking roughing it.
Right?
It's just like camping.
Yeah, we buy our groceries so we don't spend a lot of money. We do it right, to be able to make sure we can continue to do it.
Right on.
So,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, this is a weird one, but if you could describe your band in one word, what would that one word be?
Spooky.
Spooky.
Yeah. We've been told that a lot, that we're spooky. Just because my content, TJ's starting to write music, and lyrics too, because this is a collaboration band. She's gonna write and sing and stuff like that. But we're using a lot of the Traveler songs because yeah, they're my songs, and but we're writing for this band.
I like the way you write, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I think you have kind of a jazziness that goes along with the chords that you use.
Yeah.
I'm
an educated musician.
No, I can tell.
I went to school. Thank you by that. Thank you. Because that's what I like gypsy music. The Django and a lot of that kind of jazz.
Django Reinhardt.
It's
freaking amazing with those two fingers.
It's dark. Yeah, it's kind of dark. I like the minor jazz, and I went to an institute studying jazz and theory just because I'm a nerd. I love music. I like how it's laid out. I'm one of those musicians that we're voodoo doctors because we know too much about music. We don't, we're gonna fuck somebody's soul up by actually showing them something. But that's how my brain works, and for whatever reason, it's the only thing I understand. I actually get it. And then a lot of the songs, I would learn something at school and be like, well, fuck, I want to apply this.
Yeah.
But I like to do it in a subtle way, like how, more like crooning Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and stuff like that, kind of jazz, but I'm a metalhead.
Totally.
No,
I love it. I was jamming along to the video, I think it's the only video you guys got up right now.
Yeah.
And just kind of playing along with my mandolin.
Cool.
And
thanks, man.
I was like, whoa, this this chord progression isn't just, it's not just 1, 4, 5 shit that everybody else plays.
Yeah.
And like
I
the 1, the 4, and the 5 maybe in it.
Yes,
but
I like to throw in curveballs. Like I said, I actually understand it, and I
learn music with him.
I find it like a universe, man. It's forever evolving, and you can't actually grasp it. There's no end to it. So I feel like as a musician going that route, I'm always challenged, and there is no end. I mean, and that's what I like about it. It's like I'm not just sitting in a room, which is nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, that's why most of the most successful musicians stay in that one room, man. And it's a thing, but my brain doesn't work that way. It's I like to explore everything and just fuck with it, because it's like, now I can be the mad scientist, and look at it. It's like, well, yeah, you can do that, but what if you do this, or just create your own? And music becomes more of an infinite writing process. I have no style. I mean, other than what I like and how it just comes from my soul.
Yeah.
But
you're not trying to follow a certain
breaking the rules and everything. There's breaking rules, but then there's fucking breaking rules.
Well, you have to. The cool thing is, I say cool because I know a little bit about music myself.
You understood it, yeah. That's how you got it. That's true.
What the fuck was I about to say? The rules. So, like breaking rules, you have to know what those rules are.
Yeah.
And how they apply before you can actually start breaking the rules and making it correct, if that makes sense. Making it sound good. And you can tell by listening to anybody, you get people who are, I'll break all the rules, blah, 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 and it sounds like shit, and you're like you're talking about breaking the rules, but you know which rules to break and when to break them, and it becomes great at that point because of that.
Total sense.
It's adding flavors and textures and
exactly. But I mean, there's I guess what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that talk about it or break the rules, but it didn't really quite work the way they wanted to.
It is true. I mean,
you got to know the rules before you can break them.
Yeah, and certain things that you could definitely do and put on top of each other. It's like I said, man. It's just it's a Pandora's box. It's it's an like I said, it's just an infinite way to look at it too, and that's kind of what I do when I write. I write a basic progression. And I'm like, how can I fuck this up now? But I also like to do it very subtly because, I like, and I think honestly where it really comes from is just growing up listening to thrash music, man. Because thrash music was epic. They really broke the rules the same way because a lot of those musicians were educated musicians, and the way that they would still use just jazz progressions, but they do it in a metal way. You know, it was in their solos. It was in the riffs. You know, and
a lot of metal music, I believe, is derived from classical musicians, you know, and the way that they were writing back then, and the use of the different scales, the different modes, the different and Yeah.
And there's,
you know,
but I have met people like, you know, we speak of our friend James Honeycutt. You know, there are the James Honeycutts that are just gifted. That
he's so good.
That there are those unique, you know, Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, Tony Iommi, you know, Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix. There are these enigmas that grace us, that just pick up the right thing, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, they. You know, I had to learn everything in practice and hard, and I'm still practice hard. I've never really felt like I had a good year. This just helps me paint my palette. I had to go to school to paint, learn how to paint. But there are some of those people that, man, they're just like, you meet them and you're just like,
without any help,
mesmerized because it's just like, man, it's like everything I'm sitting here trying to learn, it's like you just ooze it. You know, and sometimes it's those organic ones are the ones of those shining stars. Yeah. But
I like to learn from them.
Yes, exactly, man. I walk into a room and it's like, what can I learn in this room today? It's like, you know, I feel like if you're not learning something, even if it's something stupid, you know, it's like you should still be learning stuff, you know.
It's about keeping your mind open.
Yeah, man. Keep the brain sharp, man. You know, it's just like exercising, you know. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, I don't know what started this conversation,
but that's where we're at.
That's what it's the music is just like a conversation, you know. It's just man, sometimes it just turns. You just gotta go with it, man.
Right.
You know, its own language for sure.
Yeah, totally.
So here, what would you say one of the strangest things that you've experienced while touring? You have anything that really sticks out? I've gotten some weird, crazy stories from this question, so I like to ask it because everybody's got different experiences, and
I mean,
we've had strange shit have you guys seen on the road?
We've had weird stuff. I mean, nothing that I think is like movie worthy. But weather-wise, dude, that shit just gets out of control.
What about drug life? That's a good one.
Okay, yeah, well, it's people you meet. You know, sometimes it's a small moment, but it's a moment you're like, fucking hell, I wouldn't have never had this without being here. We were playing in Oakland at the Stork. Cool place, man. We had a good time, and there was like four bands on the bill. 4
or 5 bands on the bill, yeah.
And we were last. You know, and it was, I don't even know what night it was, but...
like a Tuesday or...
something like that. But Oakland rocks, man. I love Oakland. It was a good crowd. And, but one thing I noticed is there was this, you know, she looked like to me much an older lady. She could have been 20 and just drugged out for years, but it was just, you know, someone that they looked weathered. Certainly weathered.
We got lots of those here.
Yeah, and, but the one thing we noticed, like, every band that played, she always stood right in front of the guitar player, and you know, we were sitting in the back, and somewhere during the thing, she'd be pulling up her shirt. You know, every guitar player's like, when they got to the third band, I was like, fuck, man, I'm gonna see some old saggy titties tonight. I mean, it was inevitable. It's like every single guitar player's like, I'm the fucking guitar player. So we're up there, sure as shit, she's dancing around. Like I said, man, she's, you know, round. She almost looked like a little round German lady, you know. She just kind of had this physique about her, and you know, I don't remember what song it was, but up comes a shirt. I'm like, here it comes. But she pulls up her shirt and like letters that are like 8 inches all the way across her belly. It was like drug life, and then just on the eye was this big bullet. And I'm just like, you know, you think of the situation of what you're looking at and what happens and what you were expecting. It's kind of like, you know, you order a Coke, but they give you a Dr. Pepper, and your brain's like, you know, going, what the hell? And the thing is, though, is like, all the other guitar players, they didn't flinch. They just kept playing and everything. And I'm just like, I'm me. And I'm like, hold on. Like, and she put it on, like, lift your shirt up again. Because my brain was like, did I just fucking see what I saw? And then she lifted it up and I was like, how did nobody say anything about this that's just happened here? And that everybody saw it. I mean, I felt like that was to say something about kind of moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just big fucking letters. And it was just, you look at the person, the situation, it's like nothing you expected. So it was just kind of like, you know, characters. Yeah, threw you off, but it was like in this, you know, but the cool thing is we had the set recorded and we actually have the moment.
Yeah, recorded. We could have missed out. Like, we would have, like, after we talked about it, we were like, it would have been awesome to have her, like, pull up her shirt with a band. And
missed
cool.
opportunity for probably the coolest picture. I mean, because those letters were like 8 inches, like, tall. Just drug life.
And she was obviously very proud of that tattoo.
Very proud of it, you know, and everything. But
yeah, like she's showing it off there.
Yeah, everybody. She's like, this is who I am.
You know, probably the only other fun moment was in Salt Lake City at a truck stop. She's like, if you ever want to be entertained, go sleep at a truck stop for a night. It's pretty entertaining. But the breakdancing preacher.
That was entertaining.
Yeah, for 2 hours we watched this guy breakdance and preach, man. He was a sick fucking breakdancer, dude. He was just breakdancing, and then he would stop, and then he was just preaching, and then breakdance, and then preached. And then his buddy was back in the car unloading all the garbage out of the car to restack it back in the car. We're just for 2 hours watching this killer show. You know? But I think that's, you know, I mean,
it's the people you meet.
It's the people you meet, man. We haven't seen any aliens or any Bigfoots or anything like that.
No?
Not
No.
yet.
Yeah.
I hope to. At least
I've
not
heard
that we know of.
Like
Right.
late at night, like, you know, seeing UFOs. Like, yeah, we've never seen any of that.
Yeah, I mean, going over Shasta. I mean,
Yeah,
she was doing work and her computer was all fucked up around Shasta. And it's like, it's because it's the fucking aliens, man. They're fucking with
Right.
the computer. But they loved metal because
What
they
they
didn't
call
fuck
the
with the radio.
Sumerians of Mount Shasta or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy shit. But, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not going to try to say
The endless
whether or not,
opportunities.
you know, it is or it isn't. So, if you could hang with one member, one artist, dead or alive, who would that be?
Why don't you go first?
Oh, go ahead. That's what they mean.
Oh, me. Oh, Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen.
Maybe you'd be focused on that.
Yeah, Eddie Van Halen. That would be.
Any certain reason?
He's a mad scientist. I mean, a lot of people just think of Eddie as the shreddy guitar player, man. But if you like, dude, he was a mad scientist. I mean, what he did for the music industry as far as equipment advancement, just being a tinkerer, he dicked around with everything. Adjusting of tones and just the stuff that he did. He was a mad scientist. I mean, and the equipment I run 2 PV 5150s, and they're the most. It's I look at it this way because I'm a huge metalhead. If you look in the metal community right now, you're probably going to see 90% EVH products as far as amplification and everything like that, and a lot, of not so much of guitars. I mean, I love the EVH, the Wolfgangs and stuff like that. But when it comes to the amplification and pedals, most of the metal community is playing through that. And I always find it interesting because you have kind of like a pop rock guitar player that developed some of the heaviest sounding equipment, because if you go back and watch live Van Halen and you listen to their tones, dude, that's like fucking Slayer and Testament tones. I mean, they're heavy as fuck. They're just playing pop rock.
Right.
And shredding. And as far as a guitar player goes, I mean, next, other than, really Jimi Hendrix, man, as far as the most hardest, I mean, I've learned a million guitar players, and he's the hardest. You just can't learn it right, no matter how hard you try. I've seen millions of people play Van Halen, but it's like, well, the only person is Wolfgang, his son, because it's DNA.
Right.
And he sat and learned from Eddie. And I feel like Eddie, his dad was a jazz musician, a clarinetist, and I just kind of feel they grew up listening to that kind of music, and it's different phrasing. And I think that's what kind of, especially even like Alex Van Halen's drumming. I mean, that shit's just fucking, it's mind-blowing shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eddie Van
It's
Halen.
definitely a lot different than what most people people do.
Everything about him was, he was just one of those, I think he was an alien. I mean, he's just the advancement and...
I know a few of those.
Yeah, and they knew that there's no limit to anything, you know, and he didn't have the, I mean, that's kind of how I started looking at everything is, you know, if they don't make it yourself. And that's just anything in life, you know.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I totally get that, because, I mean, he's definitely one of those people that has, you know, made a certain sound, just made a certain sound. I don't even have to say any more about that. He made a certain sound, and, you know, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me too, I think Les Claypool, just because, I mean, again, like, he has taken the bass in so many crazy different directions. His evil genius mind would be fun to hang out with.
I got to open for him.
Oh, hell yeah.
One of my favorite shows. But
Was it Primus or one of his, like,
Duo Twang.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But fun.
Yeah.
You keep going.
Oh no, I am somebody of
one of my fanboy moments, real
Like I said, you got to put a stop sign in front of me because I don't know when to stop.
I got to like briefly meet him, but I kind of had one of those like starstruck moments, and like my brain just kind of shut off. It was a little weird, but like we were like backstage, and you know, they were barbecuing, and like he was looking for the habanero sauce, and I was like, I'd been drinking and smoking, and I was like, I can't read any of these labels, so I'm like trying to like help him find the habanero sauce.
It was awesome with the Les Claypool voice. It's like, anybody seen the habanero sauce? I'm looking for the habanero sauce. You know, she's over there everything trying to find a habanero sauce. It was a moment. It was awesome.
It was good. It was good, but it would be fun to hang out with him and just like find out like his inspirations and like just learn more about him, and just he seems like such a.
No, he'd be a fun one to have on the show as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd do it.
Another mad genius, man.
Oh gosh.
That guy's super uber talented, man.
Yeah. And so many people come up to me too, and they're like, you know, the first time I saw the upright bass was, you know, that one song, the Primus song. I'm like, Mr. Crinkle, you know, it's like he really brought that out to like, you know, everybody that, you know, this big old
These
thing.
cooler basses exist.
Yeah, they're here. You can do cool shit with them. They can be
like
rock
the one
and roll. And...
He did it over the falls, I believe it was.
Yeah, totally.
That one was fun.
Oh man, so many good ones.
Yeah. Love the upright bass.
Yeah, and then I mean, like when I was like young in high school, like I sat down with, you know, multiple of albums like Sailing the Seas of Cheese and Tales from the Punch Bowl, and tried to learn as many riffs as I could, you know, on my electric. You know, I'm just like, that's weird, and like, so for me, it really shaped a lot of, you know, learning and inspiration and stuff. So. Yeah.
As a bassist, how can you not be inspired by Les Claypool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as a musician,
I don't know. I guess I've met a lot of people that I don't know. His stuff is like, you just don't understand it.
It's weird. It's weird. It's great.
Weird.
It is
That's
weird,
why it's
but
so good.
Yeah, that's why it is as good as it. God damn.
Yeah.
That's why it is as good as it is. That was a hard one to say.
Yeah. Breaking the rules, man.
Twister.
It's always better.
So, what are some of your guys' musical inspirations besides the ones that you're like that you just mentioned?
I think I get inspired by conversations I have with people, or even movies sometimes. Like there'll be like kind of something that'll pull me through and be like, oh yeah, that could, you know, taking little bits of So yeah, I mean, it's just really living, and I'm just pulling out of things that interest me, and for that's, you know, just writing lyrics. I've been dabbling a little bit in that, and I mean,
cool too. She's doing really good.
No, I like that, and most people want to just mention other people as their inspirations, and you know, oh, this person's music. I like I like where you're going with that one.
And it's even outside of music. I mean, I get in, you know, like probably like a lot of musicians that write lyrics, but you know, I mean, just watching TV. I mean, like Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek. I get a lot of ideas from the morals of the stories. You know, because you know, there's a lot of morals to everything that we watch.
Totally, yeah.
And sometimes, you know, it's the outside of the box thing that, you know, you look at something and, you know, you get the moral of the story, but then just kind of you look at it deeper and just kind of reflect on it to see if, you know, and it just other stories you might think about might cross over with certain things. We watch a lot of City Confidential and Cold Case Files, and we watch a lot of dark shit, you know. I'm actually trying to write happier songs, but, you know, I'm not putting an effort. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm a happy person. I can't lie. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on, and you know, I just don't know how to write it without it sounding cheesy. You know, I don't want to sound like Bon Jovi. I mean, you know, so it's kind of
Thank you.
It's really it's a little weird, you know, but you know, yeah, the inspiration is just you know, desperation, and you know, sometimes it's easy to write about, man, because you know, we live in some dark times, and it's you know, there's a lot of, you know, it's really easy to write about dark shit because it's just fucking everywhere.
Prominent.
Yeah, it's very dominant. It's an unfortunate thing, but it's easy to write about, you know, and I always like to put myself in a position. It's like to try to understand something anymore, you know. It's like we watch Cold Case Files, and you know, I'm just started writing a song, just thinking about how would a soul of a person that was, you know, a cold case file, you know, how's that soul doing, and is there, you know, how would it look from that point of view of the situation? So it's like you try to get it into somebody's head.
It's about stories, and it's about building that, and then music, like often writing with him, he'll like have kind of an idea, and then he'll talk about the story behind that idea, and then we just kind of build on that and try to create that feeling, and that's how we kind of pull out the different, you know, the different tones and the pacing and, you know, those kinds of things. So.
I never write music with lyrics in mind, and I never write lyrics with music in mind. I just keep them separate, and then they find each other. You know, that's kind of how I feel, because I don't know what I'm doing. That's the one thing I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to write music per se, because like I said, I never wanted to be a singer, so the whole vocal thing and lyric things is, I still don't get it. So it's like I'm just guessing at it. But I get the guitar part, I get the music part, so I can't do them together. They're two separate things. This leads, this just follows. I'll sing a song different every single time. There is there is no melody that I stick to. I have no idea what I'm doing there.
You stick to a melody.
Well, I mean, I stick to a melody because, you know, it's within the key. I mean, I have enough ear to stay within the key and have fun with it, but you know, even with my guitar playing, I usually never really play a song.
But you don't have a written melody for your voice.
No, not at all, man. It just happens. I actually don't know what's happening there. I try not to think about it. You know, that's like,
fair
you know,
enough. Like your brain can only be thinking about
so
man,
much
it's just, at one time.
And like I said, because I don't write those two together, and I don't really like lyric melodies to follow guitar melodies per se. So I'm on my own worst freaking nightmare.
He always does that to himself. Yeah, they've got to be separate.
It takes a while. I know tricks, you know, from going to school and taking vocal lessons. I know the tricks of how to get it going to where I can do it, so I can play and sing separately at the same time. But you know, what I'm actually doing vocally is it's a crapshoot, man. I just hope I'm in key.
Well,
or near.
I like it.
You got a spooky character voice. It's really it's
fun. I got what I got, man. I'm finally, you know, we have our vocalist Tim Ramoxie that's been working with us out of Lakewood. And
I turned 40 and I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to sing.
Yeah,
I mean, I can scream and I can, you know, I yell and growl and stuff, which is amazing. But I want to actually know how to do that right, or you know, and have options. You know, maybe do more harmonies and stuff.
And that's for our lounge act. You know, because we're doing, you know, cover tunes. You know, Kenny Rogers all the way to Radiohead, and I'm kind of like taking thrash metal songs and rewriting them to try to do them as an acoustic duo. Duran Duran. You know,
Which
just I do like a lot of the older Duran Duran. We're doing The Chauffeur is the one that I've been working on right now. Kind of doing it's a really, I like it's a spooky song, and I like the melodies too. I like melodies. You know, sometimes words get cheesy, but if the melody's cool, nothing like that fucking badass. But you know, I've been wanting to do Night Boat. You know, and Careless Memory is cool, and I like the first album. This is like my go-to Duran Duran. Long story short, you know, it's my sister's older than me. John Taylor was my inspiration of playing. I wanted to be a bass player. And John Taylor, she was listening. I was like 8 years old when she started listening to Duran Duran. And dude, my dad was a musician, so we understood music.
Same.
And dude, listen to those fucking bass lines, dude. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? It's like, you know, it's they're weird. Duran Duran's kind of like a jazzy punk rock new wave band. They had the nuances of punk rock, but they used the new age instruments. But I always felt they had these jazz and blues rhythm section. It was just the craziest fucking band. And Simon Le Bon's singing is very jazz-like. It's very hard to sing. He's one of the hardest singers to follow his melody closely because it's just so... They're a very unique band. I mean, they're like... They were what they were, and people, you know, like, new wave, and they like make it. I'm like, dude, those guys were fucking badass as musicians, all of them. But yeah, I went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, it's all good. That's
But
what
yeah,
it's all about, right?
Yeah, like I said, you want to kill an
Tangent
hour
number 3? No. Just kidding.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for more like inspirational like musicians and stuff, for me, definitely John Paul Jones. My brother was super into like 70s, you know, rock, and so he, you know, shared a lot of that with me. But that bass player, like when I was, you know, coming up learning the electric, I was like,
that rhythm section, best
So
rhythm
good.
section around, dude. Led Zeppelin always looks the other
Yeah.
two. I follow the other two. You know, that rhythm section was fucking
yeah, they're
sick,
really good.
dude. Yeah.
I mean, he just has such a great way of playing, but yeah, keeping back, and yeah, that's.
Which we did get to go see him actually play when he was them Crooked Vultures came through.
That
So it
was
was cool.
so cool, and Dave Grohl on drums.
Dave Grohl on drums and John Paul Jones on bass. I'm just
It
like,
was
what the
awesome.
fuck?
Rad, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking
I love
sick.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
I love Dave Grohl, and I never, you know, I was too young, so I didn't get to see him, you know, he was with Nirvana or whatever doing drums, so I'd never seen him play drums before, and I'd seen all the footage and stuff. It's just, he's such an animal on that thing. It was fun to watch him play drums, so.
Killer drummer, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's crazy.
Cool guy, man. I mean, I've
Have
never met him, but I mean, you know, talk about people that, you know, you'd like to meet and hang out. I mean,
That's true.
dude, the guy would probably fucking gut roll you for hours.
Right?
Man. He just seems like
Yeah.
the funniest guy and the nicest guy on the planet, man. So
Have you heard Dream Widow yet?
Yes, that's fucking rad, dude.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's the they did a metal.
It's
album.
basically Foo Fighters
Yeah.
doing metal,
Oh,
That's
fun.
sick.
and it's fucking rad.
Cool.
Did you
I love it.
Did you listen to his Probot when he did the Probot album? Oh, dude. Okay, so it's Dave Grohl put out it's Probot, and he's playing drums, but he has like King Diamond, Max Cavalera,
Oh shit.
Mike Dean, COC, and he's like all these guests, and it's all guest singers, but it's all metal singers. Max Cavalera. Oh, dude, it's fucking wicked, man.
Right
Oh,
on.
Lemmy. He does a song with Lemmy. I mean, dude, it's a sick fucking album.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Go off on Dave Grohl for hours. dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Favorite venues? You guys got any favorite venues you like, or just thoroughly enjoy playing? And what are those?
Oh, I'm first.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
Well, you know he's gonna start talking. For another 15
Yeah,
minutes, so
So
I
get
might
my
as well
2
get out.
cents in. I just usually like I got so many options. I really like.
You can mention several. I don't care.
I really like in Showbox in Seattle. It's like an old, huge room, and there's like 3 bars, and it's got a wood floor dip out, and like it feels like anywhere you're in that room, like even though it's big, it still feels like an intimate show, and the sound is phenomenal. And so in Seattle, that's my favorite. But that's just as a patron. I would love to play that. We have not played the showbox. But yeah, I think that's mine.
Yeah, playing wise, I mean, our friends club, Dana's, you know, the Alcor Zone of the Fun House.
Just the history of that place.
The history of it being the old off ramp during the 90s and the grunge scene and all that stuff, and so much more. But Dana has really good sound guys, and his fucking PAs are sick as fuck, dude.
Subs, so even in the small room, like the subs are just. Yeah.
But we also love playing Slim's Last Chance, you know, up there. Out on the road, man, Reggie's is always cool. We've played some little places, man. It's like, it's weird. Red Bluff.
The downtown ale house at Red Bluff.
And sometimes
fucking rad.
the weirdest place this would actually be another weird story, actually. Because sometimes you get to a place and you're like, what the fuck is this? You know, it's like, oh god, because we played this bar, I don't even think it's around anymore. It's called the Bar in Colorado. And downwind of the Mission, you know, I mean, it just had that pea smell about it. Punk rock bar, dude. It had its day crew and then it had its night crew. And, you know, it was fucking badass show. Probably one of our best, you know, better shows of the tour. But dude, it was just, dude, after we're done, you know, I was out talking with, you know, the door guy and somebody, and this, you know, they had the homeless people. They let them come in. I don't give a fuck, man, as long as they're not hurting anybody or whatever. But one of the homeless dudes came in, went into the bathroom, came out, and he's like, oh, hell no. Fucking came back out, started dropping his shorts right there on the sidewalk in between us. We're like, no, fucking go do that over there, dude. And we'd walk around back, and I felt bad because there's a dude sleeping, and there's another dude fucking pissing right by his head on the wall, and it was the weirdest environment. You know, straight up punk rock, but dude, the fucking show was badass, man. It was a good crowd, the bar was full. Everybody took care of us. I mean, it was about the environment, you know, inside and the show itself. But sometimes you're just kind of like, you're just like, wow. You drive off and you're like, oh, fuck. Just, you're going through the checklist of the things you saw that night. And you're kind of like, did I? You know, and Cypress Hill was playing a free show down about 2 blocks away. So we were glad we even had a show. Cypress Hill with a free show. We were thinking, it's like, should we go to Cypress Hill? You know, but yeah, that was cool. You know, lots of cool venues, man.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes the it's just the who's there and what's there. It's you know, kind of
totally.
Yeah, I'm kind of going off on a tangent there.
That's why I don't like that. I'm 4. Off-time hobbies. What do you guys enjoy doing whenever you're not playing music?
My mind always goes blank after every question.
Blank.
Blank.
I stare at the wall.
What do I do?
God, we don't have time for anything.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, pretty busy. But I mean, I enjoy photography. I enjoy art, kayaking, bike riding, running.
Right on.
So.
Yeah.
Being active.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, we used to be hardcore snowboarders. We used to do that a lot. That dominated our life for a long time. But you know, music just kind of took over. But yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, what I love to do is, you know, fishing, riding bikes. But you know, it's a lot of it's like we just play so much music, man. I play in 4 different bands. I just like to play, honestly. It's fucking fun.
Right.
And driving and traveling, you know, doing this, you know, getting out and meeting people, and you know, and seeing everything, man. Going to see things people just take for granted. Just kind of they drive by it and just don't give a shit. You know, it's like we like to stop and smell roses and soak it in, you know, because that's part of the creativity also.
Right.
You know, so I guess that can be, you know, people. I like people. I hate people, but I love people. It's a weird thing.
I love to hate people.
Yeah, there we go. That works better.
Hate to love people. There we go. I'll fucking use that.
Yeah, that was right.
If you could do one thing before you die, what's it gonna be?
I just did that. I always wanted to go skydiving and I just did it.
Yes, how was it?
Amazing. Like, I'm gonna do it again and again. As far as it's expensive, but
That's what I said. I haven't done it.
You haven't done it, yes. Oh, you haven't
so
done
many years.
Oh, dang.
I did it once when I was like 18.
Oh wow.
But
It's
too expensive.
It's so,
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
It was an experience, man. I think everybody should do it. I mean, talk about
he
like.
went with me, which I was surprised because he's like actually scared of heights.
Me too.
Yeah.
But
It was awesome. Next time I want to go high. If I do it again,
Yeah,
I'm going higher.
I
I'm
wasn't
doing the
sure,
2-minute
like,
one.
yeah, I was like, I don't know. I just want to try it before I go and do the higher one. But it was amazing. It was like totally different than I anticipated. Like jumping off of a bridge, you kind of get that like dropping feeling. But since you're coming out of a moving airplane, like it doesn't, you don't even get the fall feeling, which I was expecting.
Crazy,
But you're like,
it's amazing. Fucking, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was intense. It was great.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, so I did that with her. She was like, well, I'm like, fuck, I'll do it. So I've done that. But last year, almost a year ago to now, for my 50th, my family and TJ, they bought me, we went out down to San Francisco and then we went to the Farallon Islands to get in the shark cages with the great whites. Unfortunately, I didn't see a great white from the cage. But I did get to witness a successful seal hunt and watch one of those fuckers come out of the water like a freight train. And it was like about 5 minutes later, the seal's head floated by the boat. So I did get to see one, and a successful seal hunt, which is, very rare on itself. But I want to go back until they're actually like yanking on the cage and pulling like this. So I'm gonna.
He wants to see a shark swim with the sharks next to him. But
Yeah.
no.
So that's, I would say, just going and making that a successful trip to actually get one by the cage. And then
Next time we see you can have one leg.
yeah.
I'm in the boat. I'm good.
Well,
I'm in the
and I'll
boat.
tell you what.
I got my wish.
Yeah. That was one thing that was crazy about it, man, because it was rough. I think it was pretty rough when we went out there, man. And man, you get in that cage. I had 60 pounds of fucking weight on me, and in that cage, you're just like slam. Everyone's like, my arms out, gotta bring it back in. But it was quite an experience. It was weird. It was you think about how you're gonna react to something, man. It's like weird. Like same thing with the skydiving. Didn't hesitate.
Yeah, I thought I'd hesitate, like looking down, and no, I was just out. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, I didn't hesitate to get in the cage, man, or anything.
I was glad somebody was on my back though that knew what the fuck they were doing.
Oh yeah. Oh, those guys were awesome.
Yeah. Not knowing what you're doing and jumping out seems a little bit problematic.
My guy was pretty awesome. He came up and he was like, I'll be your backpack today. And then when we were getting ready to leave, he's like, Kevin, your parachute's leaving. So, yeah, it was that was a fucking experience.
I want to do it again.
Yeah.
Maybe one day jump out without tandem, and by myself.
Squirrel suits. Have you seen the squirrel suits?
Squirrel suits.
Oh, the flying.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be, I think, that I haven't done, but of course I don't have time and money to get to that point. But dude,
Right.
that would be
just
fucking
make it
awesome. Yeah, exactly.
Money's just money.
Yeah.
So, favorite past shows.
We did an awesome
Yeah.
one with KISW. We did a couple. One was Live Day, so they do like their whole with the men's room, and they do their whole show live, and we were a guest, and that was phenomenal. Like it was like just a huge room. Was it the
Snoqualmie Casino. It probably holds about I think minimum 1,000. Maybe more than that. And it was packed house.
And then it's live too. And so
It's on the radio.
that was awesome. Just the rush from it. It was so fun. It was just once. It was 2 songs.
Yeah, 2 songs, but it's just like
But
it's
yeah,
like,
it was an awesome experience.
The crowd's just like
yeah.
And
And
thank you.
thank you. Yeah, it was awesome. And then we did another one with 2016, I think. There was another men's room event. In Georgetown in Seattle. What was it?
Red Fest.
Red Fest. Yeah, they have a beer. And so we were there for their big beer festival, and yeah, it was a blast again. Like, yeah.
And at the end of the tour, we did 2 shows with the Coffin Cats.
Nice.
One in Boise and one in Elko, and both of those shows were fucking rad.
Necromantics.
It was the Necromantics. Yeah, sorry, yeah. So I got it bad. It was the Necromantics, but they're fucking. It was cool. It was.
Well, they're friends with the Coffin Cats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But those are like recently 2 really cool fucking shows.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, those
man,
are
there's
really
just
cool.
so many of them, man.
I need to get the Necromantics on here as well. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
They're cool dudes,
They
man.
were super,
Super cool.
So if you have any of their info, tell them.
Right.
But yeah, gotta get them on there. Coffin Cats I had them on the show a while back. They were fun.
Cool.
Did a show with Johnny B's.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh, cool.
Film there.
Oh, yeah.
I always forget where that's right. We're right by Johnny B's.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
13 or some shit like that, whatever.
Down the road.
But yeah, it's not far. I don't know if I want to do. Rate the smell of your touring vehicle. No, some people have really bad ones. Like,
No, it was kind of like it was last night. I'll be honest, man. I think Tuesday was the last time I showered.
This
sorry,
is
it's
about
just
the
a
band and
fucked
not
up
you.
question that I
So I guess
figured.
that would be a week ago. So yeah.
So how would you rate it then? Rate yourself is what you're doing.
Fuck, I'm a rose, dude. They smell great.
Right on. No,
It gets rank when there's like 4 of us in there, and yeah, we don't ever tour in vehicles with air conditioning, and so it can be burly.
Oh, yeah, it gets. Is there like a negative, or what would be like plus 50? I don't know. We've been in some fucking rank fucking vans.
One van he toured with this band called High Lonesome. They called it Pinky Stinky. Just an old
God.
88 van, and it smelled like wet dog and
everything.
and sweat.
4
and
dudes, fucking.
they had this like no shower contest going on.
Yeah,
and
me and Noah seeing who can go the longest
Yeah.
without showering.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Darn.
yeah, that's probably a good thing. Gosh.
Yeah, we made a lot of friends on that one.
We'll get away from the stink.
We're from
Any
Tacoma, we're
any
used
scary touring moments that you've ever had?
Yeah, driving wise, we had Frey was driving. We had a tie rod bust on us going down the freeway. Going through fucking. We were just talking. We went through a blizzard over Shasta at 4:00 in the morning, pulling a van trailer. We hit this fucking end of the most radical thunder and lightning storm going over the pass from Wyoming to Salt Lake City. I mean, yeah, dude, we've hit some. We spent a tour like running from blizzards. I mean, yeah, dude, we've seen shit that sucks. Like most touring musicians, yeah, it's.
the weather.
Yeah, the worst. We've seen the worst, man. You know, broken down vehicles. I mean, fucking popped trailer tires. I mean, it's just everything. Heat waves, dude. Fucking, we toured through a heat wave. That was just. Yeah, we had to do night drives because the day was always like about 115 everywhere we went. Yeah, we've seen some shit. Yeah, it's been.
we used to joke that we like.
The devil likes us.
Yeah, the devil
Right.
likes
The
us.
devil likes us.
So we're getting close to the end. So, any upcoming shows that you guys got in the very near future?
Plug them.
Let them know where they're at.
For the Two for the Apocalypse, the only thing on the books right now is this Saturday in Bremerton in our area at the Tracyton Public House.
That's in Washington?
In Washington, right around by Bremerton, Washington.
We have one in Oregon. Was it
Yeah.
Lexington?
We have in Lexington on the. Yeah, this is Dog Bite shows because we should probably plug these. Two Wolves Entertainment, Dog Bite Harris, Ruckus and the Boonies. I gotta take this. I'm the opposite. I have to take my glasses off to read. October 27th is in Lexington with Dog Bite, Two for the Apocalypse.
Two for the Apocalypse, yeah.
And then the 28th, the Saturday, is in Heppner, Oregon with Dog Bite. But that's the Stone Evergreen Travelers. There'll be full band. Then 21st, Oak Harbor at the skate rink with Potbelly. That's in kind of north of Seattle on Whidbey Island.
Oak Harbor.
Oak Harbor. And then the 14th, we're playing the Mortuary in unincorporated Olympia with like Stuntman. It's a benefit show. So that's, and then Dog Bite's booking us a tour with the Two for the Apocalypse and Dog Bite 16th through the 19th of November, and we're probably going to be hitting Grants Pass in the area. So we'll be back down here somewhere between November 16th and the 19th. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, 'cause I want to get, I'm sure Dog Bite wants to come and do this too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so absolutely. Because we're also his band. We're the Selfish Bastards.
We are.
Yeah, we are. And he'll tell you. So, but that's about all we got on the books as far as right now.
Right on.
Yeah, Dog Bite's going to start, he's booking a tour for Daniel Mason right now down in the South. He was the old
banjo player for Hank 3?
Correct, yeah. So
I know.
So he's booking that.
I do my...
Yeah. So he's doing that, and then he's going to start booking us. We're going out right now for next year. We do have, we're booked for Pawnstock in Nebraska, which is right around late May. I think early June, late May.
Yeah, June, May.
So he's booking us another tour around that, which we'll hit this area. We'll probably be down here as soon as the passes and the weather gets better. We'll be back down here.
After November, yeah.
Yeah, November. We're doing this circuit probably about 3 or 4 times a year.
Right on.
We're just gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's rad. So, hopefully you got all that. They just told you all the shows that they got. If you don't, we can rewind it and re-listen. Because if you're in the area, you should probably go. Right?
And we're really good at promoting for the Stone Evergreen Travelers and Two for the Apocalypse. We, on all the social medias, if you follow our pages, we promote. We are definitely putting ourselves out there. So everything should be up on there.
Hells yeah. So for the last thing, would you guys be willing to play us a song?
Absolutely.
To finish it off?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, let's get some instruments.
Yeah,
then.
I'll go grab them. Yeah. Grab them.
I'll get this thing opened up. What's that? Oh, sorry, right there. You got it? You got it. Yeah. What's up? They are coming back. They are gonna play us a live song. So stick around. Just grabbing their instruments. Look at that. That's me. Oh, look. Ah! Sorry, I'm a fucking weirdo. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Here,
Cool. Thanks, man.
Oh, thanks. There's too slow.
That's a sick bass, huh, Vanessa? Talking to somebody on there, by the way.
Oh. Thanks.
I thought this would be a proper song for the Satanic Mass because it's basically a song I wrote about. I felt like, you know, God can be a pretty big asshole. So the concept of this song is, you know, someone that, you know, kind of did some shit, you know, and wanted to get to heaven because his family was in heaven. But, you know, God being an asshole, you know, he wanted to use his services for his own good because he can't get his hands dirty. So these are the people that get their hands dirty to try to earn their way into the promised land where their families are, if that's where they're at. So I called it God Slave. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll burn it down. He said I blame you, so sacrificing my name. All flesh will run decay, and I will cast out all. So pray on vanity to the wastelands of vanity.
I appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
man.
Awesome.
This was a fun. We would like to do one shout out for our artist, Craigie Needles, and Needles Design. All our artwork he's been doing for us. So check him out. He's been doing a lot of stuff for Goddamn Gallows, Bridge City Centers, and stuff like that. Fantastic artist, but we just he's done a lot for us, so we wanted to give him a nice shout
Right
out.
on.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you, Red
We
Black.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Rev.
And everybody out there appreciates it too, I hope. If not, they can fuck off.
Right.
All right.
Cheers.
Murder you later.